Welcome back to the Final Whistle podcast. I'm your host, Luca Wilson, and today we'll be giving predictions for the F1 race this weekend in Spa. Just a little disclaimer before we get into the episode. I'm not an F1 channel. It's just how this sports world has been covering right now. I'm not just mainly only F1. I'll talk about NFL closer to when the season starts. Just wanted to give that little disclaimer before we get into the episode. Thank you for watching. And let's get into it with the first prediction. A good surprise. I think it'll be Alexander Albon. Very strong driver. Williams has had a couple lapses the past couple weeks, but it's not always been the driver. It's been the team too. So I think that he'll really bounce back. Williams is obviously fast and straight line, and Belgium has a lot of straights and it's a lot of speed. So I definitely could see Alex being a good surprise. We'll see what position I think he's going to be in later. But yeah, I definitely think that he will end up being the good surprise. And the big flop, I have Nico Hulkenberg. I feel like this is a very niche answer, but it's not just because I don't think he's going to finish on the podium again. I don't think he'll be in the points. I think he'll be pretty poor, but I also think Sauber as a whole will be pretty poor. I could see both of them going out Q1. But if it doesn't happen, then I'll probably get some people saying I don't know anything about F1. So yeah, that's just my big flop prediction. Nico Hulkenberg. And then, as you know, if you follow F1, this is a sprint race weekend, and basically what that means is Friday there's one practice session and then sprint qualifying, and then on Saturday sprint race, and then normal qualifying, and then the race on Sunday, and then the points are awarded 8 through 1 for the top 8 places. Very fun. If this is your first weekend checking out F1, I would say that this is the best weekend to kind of jump on board and see how fun Formula One really is. But with that sprint pole, I have Charles Leclerc. Some people might say it's a little biased because that is my favorite driver, but Ferrari's coming in with a lot of upgrades this race. They're like the only team that's still upgrading the 25 car. A lot have moved on to 26 because they want to keep that second place and just keep building on stuff, building up Lewis's confidence. So I think that's kind of why I think it could be pole position for Charles Leclerc. But the sprint predictions, I have third place, Charles Leclerc. I don't think he's obviously up with the McLarens. I think he might start there, but I don't think he'll end up finishing first. But if he gets to the first lap, maybe 2 laps, I could see him winning it. It's just I don't think he has that start I don't think he'll have that start that he'll need because the sprint race is so short. Because Belgium is such a long track. Second, Lando. I think this is really going to be Oscar's weekend. That's just kind of why I have Lando second. He's been on form lately, but Oscar's not just going to shy away from a battle. And I have Oscar winning the sprint race. Pretty self-explanatory. I think Oscar is a pretty smooth driver. It's his favorite race, Spa. It's kind of where he broke out 2 years ago and kind of made a name for himself in the F1 world, was Belgium 2 years ago. So I think he has a very strong sprint race. And then right after that, qualifying a couple hours later, I think Oscar gets pole position. Yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be Oscar's weekend to really push the gap in the championship. I think at the end of the year, we'll be like, Belgium is the reason why Oscar is the F1 Drivers' Champion this year. So yeah, let's get into the top 5, son versus dad. We've been doing it for the past couple weeks. He's up 1-0 and we've tied 3 races. And I just kind of want to bring this to you guys as well so you can have fun with us. And then so 5th place for both of us, I have Alex Albon and he has Lewis Hamilton. He texted me earlier just kind of saying that he thinks Ferrari's going to be very strong this week. Not as strong as maybe that comment came off, but he's looking Ferrari to both be inside the top 5, if that gives a little prediction. And Alex, I already said my piece on him. I think he'll have a strong weekend. And then fourth place, he has Charles Leclerc, and I have George Russell. I think Mercedes. It's a little rough, just all the controversy, but I think that George will be able to pull it out. A fourth place is not a great result for him because he's a podium place type of guy, but yeah. And then Charles, like I said, my dad thinks both of them will finish inside the top five, fourth and fifth, but still decent performance for Ferrari. That's kind of what the Ferrari fans, me included, are just kind of used to now, thinking they're going to be on the podium and then getting fourth or fifth or even 12th. So, yeah. Third place for him, he has Max Verstappen. If it rains, I could be looking very dumb because I don't even have him in the top five. Spoiler alert. But, yeah, it's a pretty solid prediction. Max is Max. I'm just kind of predicting a little slip up for him, even if that is sixth place. Third place, I have Lando. Like I said, I think this is where Oscar really just proves why he's going to win the Drivers' Championship. And then second place, he has Oscar, and I have Charles. Didn't really get his take on the McLaren situation. He obviously just thinks Lando's in form, and he'll stay in form and beat Oscar. And Charles, I just think those upgrades are going to work really well for him. And yeah, and then the winner, he is Lando, and I have Oscar. I've already said it probably 4 times why I think Oscar's going to win. And then Lando, like I said, he thinks he's going to stay on form and just keep making chunks at Oscar in his Drivers' Championship lead. And I'm going to leave you guys with one crazy prediction that you can comment about and just tell me what you think about it. I think both Racing Bulls will out-qualify Red Bull. If it's raining on Saturday, then I'm going to look like an idiot. But I just think there's a lot of moving parts right now within Red Bull. It's Laurent's first race with Red Bull, so he could come and knock it out the park. But I just think there might be a little bit of growing pains there. And Max just has a lot of noise. Just a lot of outside noise that could make him slip up a little. But yeah, that's kind of the quick little prediction episode. I'll have an episode again out probably Monday, just reviewing my predictions and kind of just reviewing the race overall. And like I said at the start of the episode, this isn't just a F1 based channel, just what's hot and what's the most consistent in the sports world right now. I'll talk about football once it gets closer to season, once it gets closer to preseason as well. But yeah, if you enjoy the F1 content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you.